How to fix Valorant status_SB_policy error by re-enabling VGC Service and VTD. Welcome back to Technobalta. Today, we're diving deep into a persistent and frustrating issue plaguing many Valorant players, the status_SB_policy error. This error, often encountered even when secure boot appears to be correctly configured, points to underlying system integrity conflicts that Valorant's stringent anti-cheat, Vanguard, identifies, preventing game launch. We'll explore a comprehensive suite of advanced troubleshooting steps with a particular focus on the critical role of re-enabling the VGC service and adjusting virtualization technology for directed I/O (VTD) settings to get you back into the action. Initiate system diagnostics with msconfig. Begin your troubleshooting by performing a thorough system information scan using msconfig. Press Windows key +R, type msconfig, and hit Enter to access system information, verifying the states of secure boot, virtualization-based security, HCI, and hypervisor detection. This initial check provides crucial insights into your system's current security configurations and virtualization features, which are often at the core of status_SB_policy issues. Access system configuration for VGC service management. A primary fix involves re-initializing the VGC service, which is essential for Valorant's Vanguard anti-cheat. Open the Run dialog by pressing Windows key +R, then type msconfig and press Enter to launch the System Configuration utility. This tool provides granular control over system startup and services, critical for isolating and rectifying service-related conflicts. Isolate non-Microsoft services within System Configuration. Within the System Configuration window, navigate to the Services tab to manage background processes. Crucially, check the Hide All Microsoft Services box to filter out essential system components, preventing accidental disabling of critical Windows functions. This step ensures that you only interact with third-party or application-specific services that might be causing conflicts. Re-enable the VGC service for Vanguard integrity. After hiding Microsoft services, click Disable All to temporarily halt non-essential background processes. Subsequently, meticulously locate the VGC Valorant Game Client service in the remaining list and re-enable it by checking its box. This sequence ensures a clean restart for the VGC service, often resolving integrity check failures. Apply VGC service changes and restart your system. With the VGC service re-enabled, click Apply and then OK in the System Configuration window. You will be prompted to restart your computer to finalize these changes, which is a vital step for the modifications to take full effect. Upon reboot, attempt to launch Valorant to ascertain if the status_SB_policy error has been resolved by this specific VGC service reset. Verify secure boot status in BIOS/UEFI firmware. Even if msconfig reports secure boot as enabled, it's prudent to confirm its status directly within your system's BIOS/UEFI firmware. Restart your computer and repeatedly press the designated key, commonly Del, F2, F10, or Escape, during boot up to access the firmware interface, then navigate to the Boot or Security sections to visually confirm that secure boot is indeed active. This direct verification eliminates any potential reporting discrepancies and ensures a foundational security feature is correctly configured. Reset BIOS security keys to factory defaults. If secure boot issues persist, resetting the BIOS security keys can re-establish trust between your system and operating environment. Within the BIOS/UEFI settings, locate an option such as Restore Factory Keys or Clear Secure Boot Keys under the Security or Boot menus. Executing this function will reinitialize the platform's security certificate chain, potentially resolving cryptographic mismatches that Vanguard might detect. Confirm NX/XD, execute disable bit, functionality in BIOS. The execute disable bit, Intel XD bit or AMD NX bit, is a critical CPU security feature that prevents certain types of malicious code from executing. Access your BIOS/UEFI firmware, navigate to the Advanced or CPU Configurations section, and ensure that options like NX mode, execute disable bit, XD, or no execute memory protection are explicitly set to enabled. Disabling this feature can compromise system integrity, triggering anti-cheat alerts. Activate CPU Virtualization Technology, VTX/SVM, in BIOS. Vanguard can sometimes interact with system virtualization features, requiring them to be properly configured. Within your BIOS/UEFI's Advanced or CPU Configuration settings, locate and enable Intel Virtualization Technology, VTX, for Intel CPUs or SVM mode, AMD for AMD processors. This ensures the CPU's hardware virtualization capabilities are fully accessible, preventing potential conflicts with anti-cheat mechanisms. Temporarily disable VTD, Virtualization Technology for Directed I/O, in BIOS. A particularly effective workaround, discovered by users, involves cycling the VTD setting. Reboot your computer and enter the BIOS/UEFI firmware, then navigate to the Advanced or CPU Configuration section to locate Virtualization Technology for Directed I/O, often labeled Intel VTD or AMD-Vi. For the initial step, change this setting from Enabled to Disabled. Save BIOS changes after disabling VTD and reboot. After disabling VTD, it is crucial to save your BIOS/UEFI configuration changes and exit, allowing the system to fully reboot with this setting applied. This temporary disablement acts as a reset for the VTD state, flushing any corrupted or misconfigured parameters that might be causing the state VPOLICY error. Do not launch Valorant at this stage. Proceed to the next step immediately after the reboot. Re-enable VTD in BIOS and finalize configuration. Immediately upon the system reboot from the previous step, re-enter your BIOS/UEFI firmware once more. Navigate back to the VTD setting, change it from disabled back to enabled, and save your changes before exiting. This complete disable then enable cycle often recalibrates the VTD functionality, effectively resolving the complex system integrity checks that Valorant's Vanguard requires. Conduct a comprehensive driver compatibility review and update. Outdated or incompatible device drivers, especially for chipsets, graphics, and network adapters, can destabilize your system and trigger anti-cheat errors. Utilize Device Manager or msconfig to identify any flagged drivers, then visit your motherboard and component manufacturers' websites to download and install the latest stable versions. Ensuring all critical system drivers are current and compatible is paramount for system stability and game functionality. Perform a clean reinstallation of Valorant and Riot Vanguard. If simpler solutions fail, a complete reinstallation of both Valorant and its anti-cheat component, Riot Vanguard, might be necessary. Thoroughly uninstall both applications from Windows, add or remove programs utility, Then manually delete any residual files and program files, x86, and relevant folders within %loclap and %aptita. Following this deep clean, download and reinstall Valorant from the official Riot Games website to ensure fresh, uncorrupted files. Consider a clean Windows operating system installation. As a measure of last resort, especially if your system has undergone extensive modifications or repeated software issues, a clean installation of Windows can resolve deep-seated conflicts. Back up all your essential data, then proceed with a fresh OS installation from a bootable USB drive, formatting your primary system drive. This provides a pristine operating environment, eliminating any legacy software conflicts or corrupted system files that might be triggering the STUSS-BPOLICY error. Update your motherboard's BIOS/UEFI firmware. An outdated BIOS/UEFI firmware can sometimes lack necessary microcode updates or proper support for modern security features, leading to compatibility issues with games like Valorant. Visit your motherboard manufacturer's official website to download the latest stable firmware version for your specific model. Follow their detailed instructions precisely for the flashing process, as an improper update can render your motherboard inoperable. Verify Hypervisor Protected Code Integrity (HCI) status. HCI, also known as memory integrity, is a virtualization-based security feature that protects against the injection of malicious code into high-security processes. Check its status within Sinfo32 under Virtualization-Based Security or within Windows Security Settings under Core Isolation. Ensuring HCI is running correctly and not conflicting with Vanguard is important for system integrity. Review recent Windows updates for conflicts. Occasionally, a recent Windows update might introduce incompatibilities or changes that conflict with game anti-cheat systems like Vanguard. Check your Windows update history for any updates installed just before the error began appearing. If a correlation is found, consider temporarily pausing updates or, as a troubleshooting step, rolling back the most recent major update to see if it alleviates the issue. Execute System File Checker, SFC, and DISM commands. Corrupted system files can undermine the operating system's integrity, potentially impacting security features that Vanguard relies upon. Open an elevated command prompt, run as administrator, and execute sfc/scanout to scan for and repair corrupted Windows system files. Follow this by running dism/online/cleanupimage/restore to repair the Windows image itself, ensuring the core OS components are healthy. Engage with Riot Games player support directly. If, after exhausting all technical troubleshooting steps, the STUSS-BPOLICY error persists, it's time to contact Riot Games player support. Provide them with a detailed account of the issue, including all the specific solutions you've attempted, your system specifications, Sinfo32 output, and any error codes or logs you've collected. Their dedicated support staff can offer personalized assistance and potentially identify unique system-specific conflicts. Don't forget to follow Technobalta for more in-depth technical guides and solutions.